Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to another vlog from Serbia. In this video we'll explore the Belgrade waterfront and I'll show you some drone footage from Serbian countryside in the town of Kosovo. So this is 360 view of our house where we live in Kosovo. So it's a nice Serbian countryside. There's quite lots of fields, most of them for planting feed for animals like corn. And we also have our own field where we want to plant some vegetables and more fruit trees. And here is Sanja's father planting some strawberries, so I think it's really good investment to plant berries like strawberries or raspberries because you can always freeze them and they are really expensive in the shop. And here is Jeko, Sanja's brother. He's working as an internet provider. And here we are flying towards the hill with the cross, where I usually like to run. I call it the cross hill. And here you can see pretty much the whole Kosovo. It's not really big town, but still has around 5,000 people. So as you can see, there is hills on every side around Kosovo, with plenty of roads for mountain biking or hiking. And here I'm flying above the house where Sanja's father and Jeko lives, and I captured this footage of Jeko's friend playing basketball. And here we are exploring park near the shopping center Ušće in Belgrade. And here we got to the Danube and you can see some geese over here. So if there is animals, means that the water is not too dirty here. But I did notice lots of trash and plastic bottles in the Danube. And here we are at the confluence of River Sava that's going in the Danube here. And on the left this is the island of a Great War. And confluence in Serbian means Ušće, same like the shopping mall. And here on the other side you can see the Kalemegdan fortress, which is the top touristic attraction in Belgrade. Now who would be so psychotic and want to eat these animals? Make the connection, go vegan. So we usually try to avoid big cities. It's too much stress, too much traffic, too much pollution. When we have to go to a big city, we try to look for parks as much as possible. This time we went to Belgrade to buy a new mountain bike. So you can be looking forward to some great footage from our mountain bike trips. So people usually come to big cities like Belgrade for jobs, usually better paid jobs than in the countryside. But same when we go to visit my mom in Nitra, the disadvantage of big cities is mainly the traffic And also the proximity to nature. Although there are some parks, the real nature and hills, it's sometimes quite hard to get to. Like in Nitra, to get to Zobor, you have to go quite a long way through the traffic. So same is here. To get to Avala, you need to drive for at least half an hour in the traffic. And here we are back at our house in Kosovo. So here is Jelko recording Sanja and Sanja's mom, and also goofing around with Sanja's father. And here we are trying the follow-up mode on drone. So there are different modes you can choose, and follow mode is one of them, but you have to be careful of obstacles such as trees. And here we are practicing few acroyoga poses with Sanja and see how the drone footage is gonna look like. So we really want to get more into acroyoga in the future. I would probably even attend some acroyoga course if there was one around. And here we are flying to the hill with the cross on top of it. So with a straight line, it's not very far, maybe 2 kilometers. So we see if the drone battery can make it there and back, so total 4 kilometers. If not, we can always just land it on some of these fields and come back for it later. And looking at all these fields, you would think that's for growing potatoes or vegetables for feeding humans, but actually most of these fields are for feed for animals such as cows and pigs. They're growing mostly corn or barley for this purpose. So now when we got behind the hill, there is no more sun, and I have to learn how to adjust the light on the drone. So actually me and Sanja ascended the steep part on the right of the cliff in the winter, because it's too bushy in spring, summer and autumn, and there's also lots of snakes hiding behind the rocks here. So here we are literally flying above the cross, and we have to be really careful not to hit something, because there are also some power lines near here. So that's one of the main causes of drone crashes, if you hit the power lines. Okay, that's it for the cross hill. Now we have to return back because the battery is getting lower, and you always have to count the wind if you are flying against the headwind on the way back. As I said before in my videos, once it happened to me that I was flying against the headwind and I couldn't get back, and I had to crash in the bushes. So giving up meat, especially beef, is the best thing you can do for the environment. So as I said before, about 45% of all the land is used for animal agriculture. About 75% of all the grains are fed to livestock that could be otherwise fed to poor people. Animal agriculture uses insane amount of water and is amongst the biggest pollutants. So I understand the main reason why people still eat meat is the brainwashing from the industries. People are just not aware of the environmental destruction because it's not promoted in the media, nor they are aware of the detrimental effects on health like heart disease, cancer and diabetes. But the message is getting out there slowly, so I hope you look more into it and watch documentaries like What the Health, Cowspiracy and Earthlings.